For the Young at Heart is sponsored by Duville Life and Wellness Community, a commitment to care, a legacy of compassion. This is Duville.
Hello, welcome to For the Young at Heart. My name is Lucille Jerome. On our program today, we're going to be taking a look at seniors who volunteer. There's a wealth of opportunities out there. And we had a program not too long ago, and our guest said that everybody has a story to tell or to write. I have a hunch that that applies also to volunteering opportunities. My guests today are Joanne Bessenden. She's a volunteer at Duville Life and Wellness Community, and Roger and Claire Downing. They're volunteers at the Kingsborough Senior Center. So without further delay, I'm so glad you could come today and share your experiences. I see you. I see lots of other volunteers in different places too, but how did you get involved in volunteering in the first place?
Well, I think we got involved in the fact that we went to the senior center with some friends. They wanted to see what it was, and so we went. Next thing you know, we're doing bingo, and then we got involved in some activities there where they had cookouts and all this, and while we were there, somebody said, "Well, would you mind helping me clean up this or move this or do that?" And that's how we actually got started.
That's how you got started.
And it just kept accelerating from there.
Well, you get a lot of pleasure out of it, or you would have stopped.
We do.
You know, really. I think that applies to everybody. What about you, Joanne? How did you get
Well,
involved?
my story is similar, but when my dad became a resident at Duville, I was there almost every day, and part of my function, I felt as a good daughter, was to make sure that he got out to do all the activities. So I'd be there for bingo and Pokino, for entertainment, to go to Mass, to say the rosary, whatever he needed to do, and I was right beside him. And so, you know, just like they've spoken, you know, I got drawn into it, and that was quite a while ago. I was looking back in my records, and I actually became an official volunteer 7 years ago, because I had to go through a program. But I was doing a lot well before then.
Sure.
And not only was it Dad's home, but it became my home as well, my family as well. And when Dad was gone, I had to do some soul searching whether I would stay, but I couldn't find myself to go away. So I just continued on.
Yeah.
So I have my own table for bingo, my own table for Pokino, you know. And it's my job now.
So do you call the numbers, or when you're at the table?
No,
meeting
I'm
people?
at the table.
Okay, so
You know.
what do you do then? Like,
Well, I'm there to be the eyes and the ears of the residents, that ones that have trouble seeing or they have trouble hearing, and I can
Okay.
point out numbers.
so is there someone like you at every table volunteering?
There's at least one other volunteer there.
Okay.
And we have another that, you know, comes in, a couple others that come in and out. Mostly it's run by activities,
Sure.
but the residents have come to expect certain of us volunteers at certain
of course.
tables.
Well, you become family to them too. They get used to you. Just like at the
Yeah.
senior centers, they get used to seeing certain faces, certain people, certain personalities,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you've been doing it for 7 years officially, you said.
Officially, but before that, I was already helping, you know, at the games and whatever needed help, you know,
There
I
you
was
were.
there.
Okay.
The reason I became an official volunteer was because somewhere along the line, I asked a question, you know, if, I asked if, because I knit and I crochet, I asked if the elderly ladies there who once may have knit and crochet, if they'd be interested in maybe doing prayer shawls for sicker residents. The end all and be all of that conversation was I ended up with a group every Wednesday morning,
okay.
which I still have.
Okay. So that's been going on officially 7 years. How long have you been volunteering at the senior
We've
center?
been,
Close to 14 years.
yeah,
Almost 14 years?
yeah, yeah.
Been a
Okay.
long time.
Okay. But it started off, you happened to go there with a friend or somebody?
Well, we
And-
joined,
And then you joined?
we
Yes,
joined the
Okay.
senior center, and,
Okay.
I mean, it was someplace to go. We're not the type to sit at home and do nothing.
Right.
We like to be with people,
Yeah.
and so we started doing things there, and the more we did, the more involved we got.
Well, you also make new friends, I would imagine. You make
yes,
new friends.
We have, and we like to be with the people, and you do meet a lot of people there. So,
Okay.
and I run the bingo on Tuesdays.
Okay. Well, you have
So,
something in
yeah,
common there.
yeah,
I
yeah,
called the
do.
bingos, I did call the
Yeah.
bingos so I could find another caller.
So you drafted your wife.
No, she runs it.
I
used to
run
call
it.
the numbers. Now I
Okay.
found, somebody wanted to do it, so I says, that's, fine. I mean, yeah, the whole thing there is, I look at it this way, volunteering there is not really work.
Right.
It's helping some of the seniors get out of their house, doing some activities, and hopefully someday when I become a senior and I can't do this anymore, somebody will do the same thing for me.
That's right. So it keeps you young. It keeps you young.
It does, it does, it keeps
Okay.
us going.
You mentioned something interesting, too. You're not the type to stay home. Do you think there are a lot of seniors who just think they don't have anything to offer and they stay home?
Well, a lot of, we found out since we've been volunteering, a lot, you talk to people, not that they don't come to the center, and we'll say, well, why don't you want to come to the center?
Yeah.
Well, the center is a place for old people to go there till they die. They're
Oh, my
waiting to
gosh.
die.
I mean,
They think there's nothing going on
Oh,
there.
my gosh.
I think years ago, maybe that was the case. The older, when their husband or lost their husband or wife, then they went to the senior center
Yeah,
to, to make friends and do things.
Right.
But today, there's so many activities
are.
going
Yeah.
there that you
Yeah.
don't have to be old. In fact, anybody over 55
That's
can come
right.
here and
Yeah.
do them.
That's
And
right.
there's
Yeah.
plenty of activities for
Yeah.
everybody.
Well, some of the, I know about some of the activities
Yeah.
because I'm aware of them, but there's Zumba Gold.
Yeah.
You have bone builders.
Yeah.
You have
we have
exercising.
exercise.
You also have line dancing,
Yeah,
Line dancing,
Okay.
chair yoga.
There's,
chair
uh,
yoga,
and Tai Chi.
Tai Chi.
They do
we-
Tai Chi.
And they have another new
And
one
then-
there is meditation.
Meditation.
Sometime once
Yeah.
a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you hear people saying it's for old people, how do you go around and say something like, well, look, these are the kinds of things we have going on. Does anything spark an interest for some of them at
Some
least?
of them do.
Some of them.
Some of them
Okay.
do.
What we do is when they come in, if they come in, something, look around, we give them a newsletter and say, read it over. There's a lot
Yeah,
of things. Come
yeah.
and see what's going on.
Yeah.
You don't have to participate in it. Just come and look at
Just
it.
watch.
And if it's something you like, then you come and do it.
And
If it's
then
something you don't like, forget it.
then you can, they have, they play cribbage.
Yes.
They play, some of them will sit at tables and play cards.
Dominoes.
We do dominoes. We do rummy cube. There's a lot of,
There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
It-
yeah.
And I imagine a lot going on in a lot of the senior centers, too. You also have a new garden, don't you, at the new
Yeah, we
senior
do.
in
center?
the,
Yeah.
in
You
the
have a new
spring,
garden
yeah.
in the spring.
We started.
So is that with volunteers also?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That was started up by some young lady that
Girl
was in the
Scout.
Girl Scouts, and she had to get her Eagle badge.
Mm-hmm.
So she come up with the idea of building them boxes
Oh, nice.
and filled them. And then we go to a gentleman in town that has a big garden, and he donates a lot of the stuff so we can plant it there and
Okay.
harvest it that way.
Yeah. So we get fresh vegetables when
Mostly
they
herbs.
produce.
Okay.
and-
Tomatoes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So then you would use that in some of the cooking that
Yeah.
goes on there, perhaps?
That we do on Fridays, so
Okay.
that's,
So there's a wealth of opportunities, a lot of different interests.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like somebody would go and be bored.
right.
There's no
I
way to
don't
be
think so.
bored.
No.
No,
Okay. And if someone has an idea for something, I'm sure they could bring it to the directors
Oh,
of the
yeah.
senior center.
Yeah.
Say,
It
you know,
is.
I've got this idea I'd like to try.
And a lot of times, we do put that on the bulletin board, somebody has one, and see if we can draw any interest. If we can't draw interest, then
Okay.
it doesn't go in the newsletter, because
Okay.
it's, we say it's a dead issue then.
Okay. Now,
Right.
same thing with the nursing home. There's a lot of different types of opportunities. You mentioned some of them.
Yeah.
You mentioned the knitting that you do.
Yeah.
So there's an example of someone with an idea who maybe thought someone else was going to do it. Okay, it's like it works sometimes. If you have an idea, someone's like, well, it's yours, see
Yeah.
where it goes. Okay, and you've been doing that, you said?
7
7
years.
years.
And
Okay.
also at the center, they have a group of ladies that come in and they make lap blankets
Yeah.
or
Oh,
hats and
yes.
gloves, and they bring it to the Batter's Women's in Lowell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's,
They've been doing a lot of that.
that's on their own little
Yeah.
group they have. They come in and use the facility for that. Anybody can come and help them. They're always looking for help.
So that's a separate group that comes into the senior center for an activity that they've...
Well, most of them
Is it-
come there anyway.
Oh, they come, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
they started this
Okay.
little group to
They usually do it on, I think it's Mondays at 1 o'clock. They
Okay.
come in and they'll do knitting, crocheting,
Yeah.
whatever. We also have 2 days a week, people come in and paint.
Paint,
They paint.
painting.
Yes, painting,
do a good job.
oil paintings,
Okay.
yeah. And they do a nice job. Didn't know we had that many talented people.
Some of the activity, because there's a little fee involved. But
Yeah,
most
some of them.
Most of them
Yeah.
are free.
Well, most are free. I mean, I've seen that, but some of them are very low fees.
Yes.
$2,
Yeah.
$3,
Yeah,
$4,
yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Well,
You
like
know?
the painting, I think it's $5. But, you
But
know,
then
they do.
they have a painting they can give to somebody as a gift.
Oh, yeah, or they can, and we usually, once a year, they'll do like, it's like a gallery. They'll show the paintings
Nice.
and,
Nice.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Do they have painting going on at the senior?
I think there are some crafts that go on upstairs in the Alzheimer's unit, and I've seen paintings and stuff, but I deal mostly with the people on the main floor.
Right. Okay.
The ones that can be more active.
Okay.
But, I have the same situation that these folks have with trying to get people to come
Right.
to the,
Yeah.
to the senior center. At least, I've got a captive audience at Duville. And the way I look at it, I hate it when people tell me, oh, well, this is my last stop before I die. But that's a lot of the attitude there. And I work hard to try to make friends with them and interest them in some of the activities to get them out of their rooms, like you would try to get somebody out of their house.
Right.
And you're not going to win them all,
No.
but that I feel is, part of my job, to get people interested. It's a different situation. I can understand. I have a friend in Chelmsford who just turned 100, and the senior center in Chelmsford where she goes, and she does painting, and back in the fall, they had a showing at the Chelmsford Library, and she had watercolor and acrylic hanging for show.
Oh.
She used to do Tai Chi. The woman
Yeah.
is fantastic, but you can't necessarily get people out of their homes. Even for me to volunteer over Duville, it's like, well, it's got to be at a certain time in the day because come later in the afternoon, if I haven't gotten up and gone out of the house, there's no way that I'm going to get up and
Right.
go
Yeah.
later in
Right.
the day.
Right.
So I can understand where a lot of people are coming
Well,
from.
we all have to know what our own limits are.
Right.
Some people don't want to drive at night. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's not even age-related. Some people just don't want to drive at night. So if there was some opportunity in the evening, they're not going to go to that.
No.
Okay? But there's lots of, the library has volunteers. The libraries have volunteers, churches have volunteers, and somewhere along the line, there's going to be something available for just about everybody. I really believe that. When I started looking into this, I really believe that. And if not, if someone has an idea, well then,
Yeah.
start it.
That's-
Start it.
That's the only
You know?
way.
Yeah. Okay.
We've,
Now-
we've even got, they started as a dinner club.
Really?
Yeah, it was couples, but now we've changed it to the senior dinner club, so single people can join too.
Oh, how nice.
And we do it once a month. It's usually the last Wednesday of the month. And there's one person that picks out a restaurant that can accommodate, like there's about between 20 and 24 couples
Whoa.
or
Yeah.
that go.
Okay.
And so it's a good thing to get people out, and people really look forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
20 to
she'll
25
get
people, you said?
20 to 25 people
Okay.
that will go.
Okay.
And she gets a certain price, and it includes everything, even the gratuity and all
Sure,
that.
sure.
So, and people really look forward to going once a month.
So there's another example. So someone had this idea.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all it takes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Someone has
Yeah.
an idea and then figures out a way with your directors to implement it. Now, you have an activity director,
Yes,
and there's one downstairs, but you also have the upstairs in the special care units.
yes.
Okay. So some of the activities might be musicians coming in.
Yes, that's the entertainment. And at Duville, there's entertainment at least one day every week. You know, there is something that goes on every afternoon. It's whether it be entertainment or whether there is a game, there's games 2 days a week. Sometimes they have meetings like food committee or activities committee. They have input into what they would like on their calendar, what they want to do.
Right. So the food committee, they would talk about different items or things that they would like to have on the menu, for example?
Yes.
Or something like that? Okay. You also have the Rod Stewart impersonator
Oh,
coming in.
he's one of the entertainers. And I guess that's
He goes
why,
around.
yeah, that's why I think I have enjoyed my group and why it has lasted, because it's different from the other groups at Duville. You know, at Duville, they go into the big room and they sit there and they're played to. The music is played to
Right.
them, people sing to them. They're in a game, but you have to be quiet so you can hear somebody calling the numbers. What I do with my ladies for knitting and crocheting, it's different. It's like we're sitting around a table, we'll have coffee and hot cocoa or tea and have a cookie and we'll work on some knitting, but it's the conversation
Yes.
is unbelievable. It's like they're home, like they're not in this, what do I want to say, institutional atmosphere,
Right,
you know?
right.
And they get to meet and talk with people from different wings within the nursing home, rather than just the people that they know or see every day in their
Yeah.
own wing.
In their own wing, right. So you bring people together.
Yeah.
Like you're all doing that. You're all bringing people together for whatever level of participation they can enjoy,
Yes.
whatever they can enjoy. Now, do some people come and maybe they haven't knitted for quite a while,
yeah.
and maybe they pick up some knowledge again?
You know, my group kind of,
Yeah.
it has ups and it has downs
Sure.
because the population there
changes.
it changes.
Sure.
And I, when I first started, I had as many as 12 women, and I can remember I had a 92-year-old woman who had never crocheted or knitted in her life. So I taught her how to crochet a chain. That was her work for 1 week. And I'll never forget, she came in and said, look what I did, this long chain. I can't wait till I can make a scarf for my granddaughter. And I'm thinking, whoa, we're a long way from that. But she became
But she
my
did.
most prolific one. Every week
did.
she was doing, you know, another scarf or another blanket or one type of stitch, you know. We have others that, you know, they had trouble with their hands, like arthritis when they started, and it's like the rest of your body. If you're exercising,
That's right.
you know, I have one woman who said, I couldn't even write when I came in. And, you know, she's using her hands. They're slow, they make mistakes, but
so
who
what?
cares?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who cares?
Really?
You know, my vision of making prayer shawls for other members, of the family has not really materialized, but they're doing things,
They're doing
and would
things.
just have conversation. It could be as simple as, I listen to them. Now, they're not a whole lot older than me, anywhere from 10 to 20 years older, and we'll talk about what it was like when they were growing up.
Right.
And they'll talk to me about a Lowell that I never knew, and to me, it's absolutely incredible to be able to share those past remembrances.
Yes, yes.
So I have mine and they have theirs. We talk about politics. We talk about anything that they wouldn't necessarily have an opportunity to do otherwise.
So, there's socialization going on with all of you. There's motivating sometimes
Yeah.
going on for all
Yeah.
of you. Nudging. The train, she learned how to do the train, and from the train she's making scarves. Okay? There's bone builders,
Yeah.
which helps people to move, so there's physical activity. So there's social and physical activity. There's a range of things going on in what looks like just one activity,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
There's a range of things going on. Now, you get a lot out of this. It's
Yes.
very clear that you all get a lot out of this. You're helping someone else, a lot from someone else's, but you're also gaining something for yourselves too. Okay? That's
The
very clear.
satisfaction
Yes.
of seeing a smile on their face
Yes.
when they do
Yeah.
something.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
part of it.
That is part of it. It's a
Yeah.
major part. I could see it from all of you. So let's take a look at some other types of places. We do know that libraries have volunteers. We do know that even if someone is homebound, there's telephone calls that they can
Yeah.
be making. So if someone says, "Oh, I can't do anything," well, not necessarily. Okay. So part of what we're doing as we age is trying to be connected, still be connected to the world, because it changes so. Well, you just said that. The world that from the 100-year-old person is different from the 70-year-old, from the 50-year-old, to what we're dealing with now.
Yeah.
All right? So it's this wide range of information out there. Okay. I see there's a newsletter from your senior center with a
There
lot
is.
of stuff in there.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And I happen to know that Elder Services of Merrimack Valley, they use volunteers, a lot of volunteers, and they go throughout all of Merrimack Valley area. Every region is going to have something like that, so that you can pick up the phone and find out, or an email, or I just happen to have their phone number here. Elder Services of Merrimack Valley is 800-892-0990, and they're on the website.
Yeah.
Everything's on the computer now anyway.
Yeah.
Everything's on the computer.
And I think Merrimack Valley, they're always looking for drivers to deliver the meals at home,
Yes.
to the home.
Yeah.
They're
Yes.
always looking for somebody.
Okay.
That's a hard thing
That's hard to find
Yeah,
sometimes.
it is.
There used to be I have this vague memory of volunteer drivers taking people to doctor's appointments in the past. Does that even exist anymore?
Well, we have a bus.
You have a bus.
We have
Yeah.
2 buses
Okay.
now, and they take them to doctor's appointments, and
Okay.
they take them shopping.
All
They-
right.
certain days they do shopping.
Day of beauty.
The
They
day
go
of
to
They go,
get their
yeah,
beauty
yeah,
done
Okay.
there
for their
or whatever.
hair and-
Okay.
So, I mean, there is a lot of stuff going on that,
Right.
not even at the center. This is people
Going
from the center
Right.
driving the bus, bringing them to all these other
Right.
places to,
Now, some of what you're talking about in terms of the senior center in Tingsboro and Duval, some of those things are specific to your location, but a lot of them overlap with other senior centers
Yeah.
and other nursing homes, assisted livings even, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a wide range of opportunities that I think people are really, truly aware of. All right?
I think I'd like to jump in here about
Yeah.
one thing, though.
Yeah?
I'm working exclusively in a nursing home. We're talking about people in their 80s
Yes.
to 100s.
Yes.
You're working at senior center with people who are still able to get themselves
Right.
in and out.
Right.
Not everybody is going to be equipped emotionally or whatever to deal with the elderly.
That's true.
So, And even within Duville, though, you don't have to be closely working with an elder. I mean, there are some volunteers that come in and just to push wheelchairs between bedrooms and the hairdresser. But I would just say that you have to know yourself. I personally enjoy being with the older folk, but not everybody will.
So is there a training program?
To become an official volunteer,
There
yes.
is.
We have
Okay.
at least a day-long training.
Okay. Because you're bringing something up that's really very important. Not everyone wants to work with elders. It's like in social work. Social work, there are some social workers who will only work with children or infants or maternity or senior citizens.
Right.
You have to know yourself. But there is a training program. Okay. Well, thank you for bringing that up,
Okay.
Joanne. Very important.
And I think a senior center too is only as good as the director. If you have a good director,
Yeah,
it draws people in.
Okay.
I think that's important too, because
Okay.
if people go there and they're not welcomed or something, then they're never going to come back.
So then you have a friendly face volunteering at the reception area.
We do.
For example,
Yeah.
that would be something, right? You have a friendly person, just, hi, how you doing today? Or something, right? Things
Oh,
of
yeah.
that nature.
Or if
Okay.
they need some assistance, they have somebody to talk to that's
Right.
willing to talk to them
Right.
and trying to,
Right.
I think it makes a big difference.
Yeah. Well, you have Rosa McGarry there now helping
do.
out
Yes.
people
yeah.
with some other
And
things
she's
going on.
very good,
She is very good.
very
right,
good,
right.
yeah.
And so for some volunteers who work with elders, maybe there's a friendly visiting, maybe there's bringing people to appointments or the hairdresser, or to different kinds of appointments.
Doctors.
There's, there might be fundraising opportunities,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
There might be, well, we already mentioned friendly visiting. The delivering meals,
Yeah.
for some people who are still able to drive. In the nursing home, bringing people to mass,
Yes,
that would be going on, okay? Or a Eucharistic minister,
yes, I do
Okay.
that as well.
okay? So that would be involved. And I think most nursing homes have some religious services where there are people who would be bringing residents to those services, whether it be Greek Orthodox or something of that nature. Is that correct? Okay, okay. We're going to be winding down, believe it or not. We only have about 2 minutes left. So do you have anything you think maybe we just didn't touch on, that from your own experiences, you know, this is really important, that we just didn't touch on?
Well, I think one of the things on the Meals on Wheels delivery, the people that deliver are also checking on the people at home.
Okay.
Because we had one woman that had fallen, the gentleman that delivered there found her. And he walked on the door, so he called 911
Okay.
and it got her help. So
Okay.
I think it's run by Elder Services,
Right.
but still, I think it's
Okay.
a
Okay.
good program.
So you're checking in on people too. So let's say at the nursing home, if you're delivering newspapers or delivering mail, you're also in a way checking in on how someone is doing.
That's right.
There's really more involved than
Oh,
what it
yes.
appears
Yeah.
to be.
yeah.
I want to thank you so much for coming today and sharing your experiences and maybe motivating somebody to volunteer,
Hopefully.
to check in with what's going on in their own town or city.
Yeah.
Lowell has a very large senior center.
Yes.
And there are other nursing homes, there are assisted livings, there's libraries, there's anything going on. Thank you again.
Thank
You're
you.
Until the
welcome.
next time, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
well done.
For the Young at Heart is sponsored by Duville Life and Wellness Community, a commitment to care, a legacy of compassion. This is Duville.